guys, it's Eric with Baseball Rebellion. First off, thank you for signing up for the one-time evaluation. So the first thing that stood out to me is a very athletic swing. Obviously, this is a really good swing, double down the line. Really good stuff here. So I'll kind of take us through every bit of the swing, then I'll kind of talk about some of the things I work on, as well as the drill video here to the left. So we'll go ahead and get started. I love how athletic the swing is. The first thing I notice is kind of the gather phase here. It looks really good. Then you begin to move forward. As you move forward, you can see the belt buckles start to open. So everything looks really good there. Now once we get to the heel plant position, everything looks good from the lower half. One thing I'd like to see is maybe that foot rotate open a little more, which would create a little more separation, meaning the lower half would start to open towards the pitcher, while the upper half kind of resisted that rotation, creating that separation and that splitting between the upper and lower half, creating a little more bat speed as we went through the zone. Now, the one thing I want to notice here, and really what the main concept is a little bit of how forward you are. So I know it's a weird angle, but you can see your head over more of the midline or maybe the front thigh, which can cause some issues. Hitting is about spacing and speed. And so when you don't give yourself the space between you and the ball and the space to be able to move the bat, there tends to be a lack of speed. And so the farther your head is forward over your front side, the harder it is to create space in the swing. What you'll see here as you go into the swing, you can see the first move after heel plant is your head kind of going forward just a little bit. You can see where the bill kind of starts according to the net here. And then as you start to move forward, you can see the bill of the hat kind of go forward, which also creates, like I said, a lack of speed, so a need for the barrel and the knob to actually pull down and forward, because it's kind of a last-ditch effort. It has to create space, and so it does so by pulling forward. Now, you actually do a really good job of getting the barrel under your hands here. So we talked about that a little bit. We want to be able to get on plane with the pitch behind the ball. As you see, the catcher's mitt is right here. So the better we get in front of the catcher's mitt earlier, the more time we have to match the plane of the pitch and hit through the ball on the upward slope. So you actually do a really good job in these two frames here of getting from where the knob's pulling kind of towards your chest, and then you get the barrel down and in front, which again causes you to take a really good swing here. Now, one thing I notice is if we draw a line here where the end of your barrel is, and then one frame, which would be right at contact, you can see it's still a little bit of a downward slope. So where you hit this pitch over the left fielder's head, I would bet there's a little bit of cut to it, to where it kind of made the ball backspin a little more than it needed to, and so it cost you a little bit of difference. And we could take a home run and turn it into a double here. And again, it just stems from the forwardness. As you see here, there's a little bit of forward lean. So when the chest goes forward like that, it's tough to get the bat up as much as needed. That's a little exaggerated, but up as much as needed to allow the barrel to be on plane with the pitch and make the most solid contact. That's really all I see, is just a little bit of forwardness of the chest to limit the space that you have to turn. And really, we want you to be able to get the bat moving up earlier than this. As you see, it's still moving down like we saw, and then it gets up late. And so I would imagine you hit a lot of ground balls in the 6 hole and cut a lot of balls to outfielders, to where you're not maximizing the size and the speed of your turn as much as you should. So the drill here on the left is the turn behind the turn. So you can see my front foot's right up against the net. So I'm at a need for space between me and the net. In the end, we want to get the barrel to the net before our hands hit. As you can see there, I have a little bit of a hitter's box there, to where my front forearm is working straight down the bat. Obviously, it's an exaggerated drill, but I'm maximizing my need for space, and I can't do this drill. I can't get the barrel to the net without my hands hitting, without pulling my chest back, as you see there. So I'm creating space behind me. I'm in front of the kind of imaginary catcher's mitt here, and then I'm working up through the net without pushing my chest forward. That just gives me the space to where if I was late, I could hit a line drive into left or right field right here, And if I'm on time, I'm able to get the bat moving up and really drive this pitch from gap to gap instead of kind of pushing your hands forward and cutting the ball a little bit. And so that's the biggest thing I see for you is a little more need for space. And so to do that, I would try this drill to where you have a little bit of, not much space between you and the net, and create that space with your chest as the bat's turning. And again, the barrel and the end of the bat is hitting the net before my hands are. If I go forward with my chest, I have no chance to do this. And so that's really the biggest thing I see. I'd love to continue working with you guys. If you guys are interested in an online lesson package, let me know. That promo code is ET10. That'll help you out a little bit on the first month. But if you guys have any questions about this, feel free to email me and let me know. I enjoyed doing this one-time eval and look forward to working with you guys again. Thanks, guys.